everyone and welcome here. My name is Heather, aka Hayhay Crochet, and today I'm going to show you everything I made in the last 3 months. There's some crochet pieces, a lot of knitting, surprisingly, and even one garment that I sewed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the video. The first thing I made is this strawberry. I already made something in my eye. I made a pink strawberry in the last video with everything I made in the last 3 months. There is now a pattern for this. I don't think there was last time I showed a strawberry, but there is this time and I love it so much. Yeah, there's not much more to say about it than that, but she's gorgeous. And I think the next thing I finished it in like 3 days around like the 4th of July while I was at my mom's, and it's this one shoulder top. I literally just found this right before filming this video. I made this and I lost it since July. Like when I came back from my mom's around the 4th of July, I don't know where I put it. So I spent like 30 minutes looking for it and I finally found it, and summer's over now. I never got to wear this top, but I love it. It's still warm outside, so I'll probably wear it at least once or twice, but I'm so sad that I lost it. I completely forgot I even made it until I was like accounting for everything I made in these last 3 months, and I was like, where is it? I found it. I love it. It's so cute. It was so much fun to make. I was really sad when I was done making it because the majority of it is knit in the round, so I didn't have to do much purling, which I loved because I don't like purling. The ends are still not weaved in, but she's still good. And this I've worn a lot. It's another knit tank. And this one is another one I really enjoyed making, and I was so sad when it was over because it was just so much fun. I made this with one tiny skein of cotton yarn. I barely had like this much yarn left, and it was pretty cool because I was going to get rid of that skein because I was decluttering my yarn, and I was like, all right, I need to get rid of it. And I was like, I bet I could make something with it. And by the way, if I followed a pattern for any of these, I will link them down below. This next one, I made a little cover for my Kindle. Let me get my Kindle. Here's my Kindle. Look at the cute butterfly pop socket. If you have a Kindle, I highly recommend you get a pop socket for it because it makes it so much easier to read, to use, to hold. So yeah, I will be making a pattern for this soon and 2 other checkered patterns. They're all gonna be in one video, so keep an eye out for that. I sewed the skirt and I just winged it. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not perfect. It's very janky, but I am so proud of it. I really like it. I've worn it already several times. I used an old duvet cover I had and I made this skirt with it. This next one, I'm really sad because I don't like it very much. Like the pattern's really good and everything. I think it was the yarn I used. I just don't think this and the yarn and the pattern really worked that well together. I love the color, but actually it's probably not the yarn. It's probably the freaking stitch. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the moss stitch or the linen stitch. One of the two. I really did not enjoy that stitch at all, but I got so far in it before I decided that, so I was like, okay, well now I gotta finish it. So I think it'll grow on me. I do love the color. I just need to give it buttons, but I haven't decided on what buttons I want for it yet, so it's like finished, but not really. This one, I was also going to get rid of the yarn for this, but I was like, wait, I have a dress that has blue flowers, almost this exact color. So I decided to use that to make a little cardigan to go with this dress. So I've only worn it like 2 times so far. It's funny because I specifically made it to go with one singular dress, which I'm sure I can wear, you know, with other things. But that's the reason I made it, and I do like it. Just simple. I just winged it. There's no pattern for this. Now this is my favorite thing, one of my favorite things I've ever made, and it's this bag. And the creator, I'm not going to attempt to say her name, but I love all of her patterns. I'm going to make everything that she has a pattern for when I have time. But this bag, I use it every time I go out. It's already like getting pretty worn, but like the design, the like, everything about it is perfection. I tried to make my own checkered bag, just wing it, and I did not like it at all. I'll put a picture here of it if I can find one, but it just didn't come out. And then I remembered she had a pattern for a checkered bag, so I went to go look at it, and then I was like, okay, I'm making it. And I made it in like 2 days. I love it so much. I use it all the time. This next one, it's like finished also, but it's not finished. It's this little button up. It needs to be blocked because it's very curly in places, but I'm shocked how much I love this. I got this new yarn and I was just like, let's try to design something just for fun and just see where it takes us. And like, I just completely winged it all. Like, I didn't really have a plan or anything. I was originally gonna have like the whole top made out of this like mesh stitch, but then I decided to just make the hearts out of the mesh stitch, and it's completely seamless. I didn't sew anything together, so it was fun. Let me know if you want a pattern for this. Maybe I know it's more spring, summer. Maybe I'll just wait till the spring or summer, but I love how this came out. She's darling. She also just needs buttons. She's finished, but she needs buttons. And I'm being very careful what buttons I choose for her because I want it to complement her and not, I don't know, not look not good. And this last thing, it's what I'm most proud of, but also the most disappointed in. Like, this was a headache to make. There was so many new things with this, and one of the biggest problems was I was stressed the whole time making this because I didn't know if I'd have enough yarn, so I had to make so much alterations and really alter the pattern, which is amazing, by Reef Knits, and it's called a ficus sweater. It's so good. But if you're a beginner knitter, I don't know if I would recommend this because each panel had 7 active skeins of yarn, and trying to get them not tangled up, switching colors, it was a headache. And it's not the pattern or the designer's fault, it's just, if you're a beginner, I would not recommend this. But I do love the outcome, even though she's so wonky. For the ribbing, it like suggested doing a tubular cast on. I watched 2 videos and I was like, no, we're not doing that. It was way too hard to figure out, so I just did a normal long tail cast on. But it still works the same because it's so oversized, so it didn't really matter to have like a stretchy ribbing. But for the neck, I did the tubular cast off, which was much easier to do, and I kind of had to because like I was too scared of not being able to get my head through with a normal cast off. I weaved in the ends as much that showed out the bottom, but inside is full of them. But it doesn't bother me, like I've already put it on several times, and it doesn't bother me that they're not weaved in, so I'm not gonna weave them in. They're all tied, so they're not gonna come undone. My saddest thing about this, the cast off I feel like is really wonky. I'm so sad about, like, see this beautiful decrease right here? Like, oh, It looks so lovely. And then this side, just, it looks not so good. I don't like how I sewed the sleeves on really. Like after sewing so much, even though I didn't like it, when I tried to take it out, the wool kept like separating and I'd have to like reconnect it, and I was just like, let's just go with it because I'm ready for this sweater to be done. So I don't really like the way I seamed it together, but again, it's fine. And then the most sad thing is the back. I messed up the pattern right here. It's so sad. And it has to be right in the stinking middle of the back. It's in the back, so I'm not gonna see it. It's not that big of a deal. I'm so sad that I messed up the pattern. But yeah, there's several things about this that I'm really sad it didn't come out exactly how I wanted it to. But overall, I really like it. I love the colors. It's a lot shorter than the original pattern. And also I think a lot of it's my fault that I didn't have enough yarn, because I got as much that was recommended, but I didn't do a gauge swatch. Fun fact about me, I've never done a gauge swatch ever, not even for my own patterns. Yeah, that's not good. So always gauge swatch. I don't know. But I think my gauge is much bigger, so that was the problem. But overall, she's really cute and I like her. Okay, that is everything that I made in the last 3 months. I feel like it's not as much as I would usually make in that time frame, but I've also been a lot busier than usual, so there was a lot of first times, a lot of mess ups, a lot of disappointments, and I'm trying not to let it get me down. I'm human. I'm not a machine. Everything's not gonna be absolutely perfect like I wanted to, and that's okay. I hope you enjoyed this video, and also comment down below if you want me to make a pattern for this, because I feel like it's really cute, but I don't know if it's something a lot of people would enjoy. I think she's cute. But anyway, yeah. I hope you have a lovely and great rest of your day. Bye!